Hi, it's me, Formula One White Internet Male number 1255. I know you enjoyed the season prediction videos from Formula One White Internet Male number 20, number 479, and number 882. But what sets me apart? Well, I'll tell you. I'm a coward because I'm doing my predictions after testing. So, taking a bit of the guesswork out, I kind of have an idea of the pecking order. Maybe we'll get every single prediction right. Who asked for this? Absolutely no one. This market is already saturated with Formula One White Internet males. There are literally thousands of us. I don't know where we keep coming from. In this video, I'm going to go from bottom to top in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship, give my reasons, and then also throw out a few wild predictions that might happen this year. I don't think any of them will be too far-fetched because, I'm not a lunatic. Let's take it from the bottom. This is editing, Charlie. You can see here that I recorded this video on February 27th, before the season started, and this is me editing the video now on March the 18th. So, 2 races have already happened. I'm a little bit late uploading this, but I really just want to have this in place for posterity. So to start off with, I'm going to do the Drivers' Championship. In 23rd position, not 22nd, 23rd, I'm going to put Paul Aron. This whole thing at Alpine has been bubbling away for a while, where it's a little bit like a light version of Red Bull. No one can seem to really match up to what Gasly's doing in the second seat. There was a lot of talk about Colapinto being pushed out last year. Gasly kind of setting the standard in what was admittedly a very difficult Alpine to drive. This year they have Mercedes power, so the standard should come up on both sides of the garage. More on that later. I don't think they're going to replace Colapinto, but I think they may try out Paul Aron at some point. I don't know whether that'll be in season or in the last couple of races. Regardless, I don't think Aron will have as much preparedness. He hasn't done any of pre-season testing, so if they do slot him into the car, it's going to be a proper trial by fire. I guess this is one of my crazy predictions because I'm literally just throwing out, hey, X team might put in their reserve driver. Realistically, it could happen to absolutely any team on the grid. Someone might get bird flu and miss out on 5 races. In 22nd place, Lance Stroll. I've been accused in the past of being a Lance Stroll defender. I like Lance Stroll. I do think he's had some poor seasons recently. Given the state of the Aston Martin Honda AMR 26 in pre-season testing, I just don't think this season looks very good. I don't think he'll score 0, but I don't think he'll score double figures either. 21st position. Pains me to say it, but Sergio Perez. It's a brand new team. Not like Audi, who have been a team for decades but rebranded this year, but genuinely a new team starting from scratch. They don't tend to start off as well as an established team. Perez has been out of the sport for a year and he's not been as involved in the Formula One space. He wasn't coming to races, unlike his teammate, who I haven't mentioned yet. Don't really want to put Perez this low because he's so much better than 21st, but yeah, that's where Checo's going. 20th position, Valtteri Bottas. Pretty much the same deal, except, as I mentioned, I feel like Bottas has had more involvement in Formula One since he lost his full-time drive at the end of 24. I think both drivers will nab a couple of points here and there. I don't think it will be enough to propel Cadillac off the bottom of the standings. Oh no, spoiler for my team standings, which I'll get to soon. Bottas stays in P20. 19th position, Gabriel Bortoleto. I thought Bortoleto was awesome in 2025. I feel like you could have made a compelling argument for any of the 4 rookies being Rookie of the Year last year. I feel like Gabby held his own against Hülkenberg very well, even if he didn't score points that many times. He was also pretty good in qualifying. For the time being, I feel like Audi is going to be further up than Cadillac, but not running into the mid-pack. 18th position, Franco Colapinto. This is mostly based on what we saw last year with Gasly extracting the absolute most out of a wheelie bin of a car and Colapinto not scoring a single point all year. I do not understand how Gasly got so many Q3 finishes and so many points finishes. Gasly scored 22 points in the worst car on the grid. He finished 6th at the British Grand Prix. Yeah, and Colapinto being P18, look, I think he's going to score some points this year and he will definitely improve on last year. It'll probably be more similar to the 2024 era Colapinto, but it could be enough to make Alpine think, shall we test out Paul Aron, which is the reason he is in the list, even though I didn't predict him to do anything. In P17, Arvid Lindblad, the man who is destined to be both the best and worst rookie of 2026, owing to the fact that he is the only rookie of 2026. I think Lindblad will be fine. I think the Racing Bulls car will be fine. I don't think there will be too much to write home about. The car doesn't appear to be as lovely to drive as last year's V-Carbo 2, but what do I know? Lindblad is a rookie, he's extremely highly rated, but there's only so much you can ask of a driver in what is possibly like the sort of 7th or 8th best car. In P16, Nico Hülkenberg, man who is capable of squeezing every last drop out of usually quite tricky to drive midfield cars. He's basically done it his entire career, including last year as the Sauber became more of a midfield runner than a back marker. I feel like Hülkenberg will snack on points throughout the year. Don't think a podium is very likely, but who would have said that about Sauber last year, so we shall see. P15, Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is not the 15th best driver in Formula One. He is comfortably in the top 5, possibly even the top 3. And just when it seemed like he had this Aston Martin, Honda, Adrian Newey dream team, they come up with a stinker. Horrible luck and reliability in the first and second tests in Bahrain. Then again, this is Fernando Alonso, and even in the worst car he ever drove, which was the 2015 McLaren, he still managed a top 5 finish in that car, in that bucket of bolts. Number 33, I don't think is likely to happen this year, and I hope he sticks around for 27 to see if they can push through. He did say he would. I don't see Alonso placing any higher than 15th. P14, Fernando Alonso's very good friend, Liam Lawson. I've placed him fairly close to Lindblad. I think Lawson will be better than Lindblad this year, owing to his experience. I still think Lawson is savagely underrated, even though he has had his struggles. I expect Lawson to do absolutely fine this year. Whether or not that will be enough for him to stay in F1 beyond this season, who knows? I don't think Lawson's going anywhere just now. P13, Alex Albon. P13, Alex Albon. I adore Alex Albon. I think his story in Formula One has been one of the best sort of redemption character arcs, as has Williams, but Williams don't seem to have everything they need to have a stellar season this year. The car is very overweight. They missed all of the shakedown in Barcelona because the car failed the FIA crash tests, and when they did run in Bahrain, they weren't particularly fast. I feel like the tail end of this year, we'll see Williams back in the top 10 much more consistently than we started. By the same token, P12, Carlos Sainz. Very similar situation to Albon. I think Sainz will probably slightly outscore Albon this year. Don't think either of them will be getting on the podium. P11, Esteban Ocon. A lot of people wrote Esteban Ocon off after 2025, after he got, let's be honest, trounced by Ollie Behrman in the other Haas. And I think Ocon will just miss out on the top 10 this year. The Haas looks very good. There are many who believe it is probably in the top 5. Who even knows? This is all guesswork and conjecture, and people may have just been running slower in testing. Honestly, impossible to say. But yes, I'm putting Ocon P11. P10, Ollie Behrman. Yeah, I think he'll basically continue the trend last year of beating Ocon. His rookie season, his first full rookie season, was superb, especially that P4 in Mexico. Yeah, Ollie Behrman, P10. P9, Isaac Hadjar. Yes, I'm putting Hadjar 9th, and you'll see why in a second. I think Hadjar will perform far better than any of the drivers of the last 3 years. I guess I'm talking about exceeding the sort of form level of Tsunoda, Lawson and Perez, the out of form Perez, that is. Nonetheless, I don't see him going any higher than 9th just because Red Bull don't appear to be the car to beat or start off as one of the cars to beat this year. P8, Pierre Gasly. This prediction is based on Gasly's performance last year. Like I said, absolutely ragging that Alpine into the points and into Q3 consistently. Now that they have a proper beefy Mercedes power unit, I see Gasly gaining 10 positions in the standings. Where did he finish last year? He was P18, and I predicted him P8 this year. I stand by it. I'm sticking with that. P7, Lando Norris. Yeah, I'm putting the reigning champion in 7th this year. Why? because I believe other teams have developed a better car based on what I've seen from testing. You might think this is a crazy prediction to put the reigning world champion as low as 7th. Without the car advantage that McLaren inherently had last year, I don't think Norris will run away at the start of the year. He doesn't seem to think that they are favourites this year. For the time being, Lando Norris, I'm putting P7. P6, Oscar Piastri. I'm putting Piastri ahead of Norris for the first time. In both the seasons where McLaren were really competitive, which is 24 and 25, Piastri had pockets of time where he was the fastest driver in all of Formula One. But those pockets of time lasted 2 or 3 races. And then there was the extreme come down in the final third of last year where Piastri completely lost his edge that he had, particularly in the first third of the year where he won like 6 races in the first sort of 10, I think. Piastri, putting P6 because I think other teams have produced better packages and McLaren is probably the 3rd best car, which is why I've put Piastri and Norris in 6, 7. However, there's one driver who I think will outdrive his car because he always does, and that is coming up. P5, Kimi Antonelli. I'm not putting Antonelli any higher than 5th because I still think he has a little bit of blossoming to do. Last year he did some really wonderful things, starting off in 4th in Australia, picking up podiums later in the year, taking sprint pole in Miami. The kid has a real raw pace, Verstappen-esque, as we've always known. Couple that with the strength of the Mercedes, which was basically bulletproof in testing. It's going to be a good year for Kimi Antonelli. I'll get to my big bold predictions in a moment, but yes, I think he will achieve some things this year. P4, Max Verstappen. Yes, MV3 goes to P4. Louis gone, Horner's gone, Marco's gone, Honda's gone, but Max persists. And so does Laurel Mekies, who I think is a very good manager. I feel like Max will still pop in some wins throughout the year. I don't think he'll be a title contender, but I don't think he'll be a million miles off either. You can never count him out. And even with a brand new package, brand new partnership, he's not going anywhere, even if he kind of hates these cars. P3, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Yes, I'm putting Hamilton 3rd in the driver's standings. You can tell from testing, he looks so much happier. It looks like he's got his mojo back. There were genuinely periods in 2025 where he looked like he was depressed. This year looks like a changed man. He looks like the Lewis of old. He looks like the pre-ground effect era Lewis. He just never really got on board with those regs. I would say he looks the happiest we've seen him since probably 2023, when he probably had his best season in the ground effect era cars and he seemed to gel the most. I know he didn't win any races that year, but seemed the most like himself that year. Ferrari are set for a good season this year. And that is why P2 goes to Charles Leclerc. I think he's going to miss out on the title. I think Charles is going to finish 2nd. Do I want him to be P1? Of course I do. Realistically, do I think he will? For now, I think he's P2. And for those of you playing along at home, that means P1 I'm giving to George Russell. He's been the favourite pre-season. Mercedes looks like the fastest, most reliable, strongest car. I see no other worthy recipient of a P1 prediction than George Russell, who was sort of the curveball mad variable from last year. There were a few races like Singapore, the title fight was rumbling on, and he was just sort of like, step aside, the star is here. Okay, let's go quick fire now because I'm going to rattle through the teams. Don't think I need to elaborate as much because I kind of covered where I think the team performance is through the drivers. P11, Cadillac, new team. It's just a building foundational year for Cadillac. P10, Audi. Similar situation to Cadillac, although they have the variable of having their own power unit. The first time there's ever been an Audi power unit in Formula One, so a lot of this is going to be brand new to them. However, the logistics and the operational side of everything is still basically Sauber. It's the Hinwil base in Switzerland, but much like Cadillac, it will be a building year. P9, Aston Martin. They're going to start the year slowest and they're going to slowly inch their way up, and Fernando Alonso is going to score the lion's share of their points. P8, Racing Bulls. They're kind of the hardest team to place. I really don't know where to put them. 8 seems appropriate based on process of elimination of everyone else. P7, Williams. Starting the year slow, will get much faster throughout the year. Mercedes power unit will help them out a lot, and they have 2 fantastic drivers. P6, Alpine. Once again, Mercedes power unit will help them out a lot. Significant improvement on last year. Pierre Gasly at the wheel is going to do most of the heavy lifting. P5, Haas. Did you see their race starts in Bahrain? The practice starts. Yeah, Haas have the Ferrari power unit. They have the launch mode seemingly down to a T. They have one of the biggest talents in Formula One in Ollie Behrman behind the wheel, and Esteban Ocon is also a very safe pair of hands. It's the most gorgeous Formula One car on the grid, and who doesn't want to see the gritty Haas do well? P4, Red Bull. What more to say? The dream team from the last few years has completely disappeared. It's just Max left, basically. New power unit supplier, but they'll still do pretty well. P3, McLaren. They just don't have the pace advantage they've had the last couple of years, but they've still made a very good car. P2, Ferrari. Yes, somehow 2008 will still be the most recent Constructors' Championship for Ferrari, but they won't miss out by an awful lot. P1, Mercedes. Is it surprise to anyone that Mercedes are top of the list? On balance, they probably have the best overall package in most areas this year, and that's going to carry them to the title. Okay, that's it for the standings. Now I'm going to throw out a few random this might happen predictions. Firstly, we will see a race where fewer than 10 cars finish. Yes, we will have fewer cars finishing the race than points are awarded to, although points still get given out to cars who get classified the furthest along the race. Lewis Hamilton will win more races than Charles Leclerc, but Leclerc will score more points. Make of that what you will. Haas will score their first podium, and it will be scored by Oliver Behrman. Neither Fernando Alonso nor Lewis Hamilton will announce their retirement in 2026. I believe both of them will still drive in 2027. 8 different drivers will win a race in 2026. Hamilton, Leclerc, Antonelli, Russell, Verstappen, Hadjar, Piastri, and Norris. The pit stop world record will be broken in 2026 with a time of 1.75. Pierre Gasly will score a podium with Alpine in 2026. And finally, Formula One will announce a new Grand Prix in the future at some point. I don't know when it's going to take place, but I think a new race will be announced this year. Maybe it'll be Rwanda or Chicago or South Africa. Who even knows at this point? I think that was 7 random predictions, so along with both the standings, I think that makes my final total out of 41 points. So come the end of the year, I'll score myself out of 41. I hope you enjoy the season. I hope your favourite driver wins. Unless that clashes with my favourite driver winning, in which case, your favourite driver. Until next time, ta-ta and farewell.